There's something I've been thinking about lately. For a long time, I genuinely believed I was finished building scalable businesses. I thought that chapter of my life was closed. Now I've done it, I've lived it, I paid the price, and I was okay with that. But over the last stretch of time, something unexpected has happened. An opportunity showed up, not randomly, but intentionally. The right partners, the right timing, the right facilities, and a clear path forward. So here I am again, preparing for another launch, January 2026. And what's different this time is not just the business, it's who I am while building it. This didn't come from one big dramatic moment. It came together quietly. Four people, all in the right place at the right time, realizing that an entire industry is fragmented, it's aging, and nearing a transition point. And across the country, established business owners are approaching retirement. There's no system, no structure, no continuity. And there's a real opportunity to build something nationwide, not just to grow, but to organize, streamline, and do it right. What surprised me is how obvious it became once all the pieces were on the table. And even more surprising, I want to do it. In the past seasons of my life, opportunities like this came with a cost. There was pressure, urgency, a constant feeling of needing to get somewhere fast. I chased progress back then, but I didn't always enjoy the journey. This time, my motivations are different. I'm not trying to prove anything, I'm not racing anyone, and I'm not interested in shortcuts. I know what this kind of business takes. I know the pace, I know the friction points, and I'm actually looking forward to the journey of putting the right people and the right systems in place, doing it slowly, deliberately, and with intention. I remember in earlier businesses being asked to do things that didn't sit right with me, ethically, morally, spiritually. And I didn't do them, someone else did. But that created tension and friction and eventually separation. So, what I now know is this: we will never be in that position again. The people involved in this venture, they wouldn't even think in those terms. The values are aligned, the intentions are clean. There's no games, no manipulation, no backroom pressure, just a straight up play, and that alone changes everything. A lot of the chaos that used to exist in my life simply doesn't have power anymore. There's years of recovery work, years of 12-step leadership, years of learning how to do the next right thing, even when it's inconvenient. That work reshaped my core values. It gave me clarity, it gave me vision, and it gave me the ability to move forward without losing myself in the process. You know what? If someone met me today without knowing my past, they might not understand how much has changed, but they would see it in my boundaries, they would see it in how I move, and they would see it in how I respond. And maybe more importantly, they would see it in the people around me who are growing too. So 2025 has been a quieter season in many ways. A lot of observing, a lot of learning, and a lot of preparation. But now I'm back in the game, focused, executing, building not just business, but systems, habits, and consistency. And yes, there's still chaos around me, but it's not my chaos. I walk with people through theirs, I don't absorb it. And I've learned the differences. There's a big misunderstanding between peace and complacency. Peace is being secure where you are, knowing who you are, and not needing to scramble. Complacency is staying stuck because familiarity feels safer than growth. Peace allows you to move forward calmly. Complacency keeps you parked where you are. And I'm choosing peace, not comfort. Stability has changed how I respond to problems. I've learned that finishing small tasks creates momentum, that completion builds confidence, that sticking with something, even when you're distracted by everything else, rewards you in ways panic never does. It gets easier to do the next thing when you finish the last thing. So, my definition of strength has changed too. Strength used to mean pushing through, defying expectations, proving people wrong. And that might boost your ego, but it doesn't build much. Real strength comes from building something others can enjoy, from changing minds without forcing them, from creating wins that don't require someone else to lose. Quiet strength is holding your ground respectfully, letting others discover the truth instead of being beaten over the head with it. So, here's something interesting that I've noticed about myself lately. Sometimes I think about what I'd do if I suddenly had unlimited resources. And then I realized I'm already doing most of it. I already have the tools, the clarity, and the freedom. And doing it this way without the burden of sudden excess is actually better. Boundaries made this possible. They created stability, they protect my time, they make it easy to walk away from what isn't healthy, and they allow me to enjoy the life I'm building. So as I look towards 60, I'm becoming more intentional than ever, more active, more creative, and more curious. I want to keep expanding mentally, physically, and spiritually, not accepting what I know as enough. I want to use the abilities that I have for the next 40 years, fully alive, fully engaged, and fully present. I'm no longer trying to define myself for other people. I'm done painting pictures of who I want you to think I am. I'm letting you see who I actually am, and that's better. Reliability to myself means pushing through the monotony to reach the fruit. Doing the work not because I have to, but because I love doing the work. Sharing it, building it, encouraging others by example. And if I could say one thing to my future self about this season, it would be this: you showed up, you did the work, you believed in potential, yours and others, and you built something that mattered. And that's what this whole journey is about. One small improvement at a time, one honest step forward, and one disciplined day stacked on the next. One day better.